Allô Rémi? Ah, ton micro, je t'entends pas. Ah, là, c'est bon.
Hello.
Yes, OK.
Hello.
I feel far and far, far away. Here we go. Good morning. We'll wait a few minutes. Class start in 5 minutes officially. Are you guys able to plug in if I'm not here?
Um,
Or
Probably
nobody got
so.
here? Yeah. Okay. I'm still learning the in and out of the program. Hello.
Hello.
Bonjour. Grad. Okay. Oh, there it is. I got some MP3s on my computers. Alex, Michael, Richard, and others probably that I'm still got figured out how to not lose all those MP3s. I'm receiving over 30 a week now. I created a folder, but it's possible some of you send them to me and I did not put in the right folder yet. So we'll figure it out. Content. Okay. Okay. Just a few more minutes. This is not cigarette. Those are reeds. Would you say this is more work or less work for you to prepare for courses this way? Is it easier than in person or more work?
I think one thing that is hard about this class
Yeah.
is that because we have to record ourselves, then we kind of get to be in front of deciding what recording is the one we're going to send. As if we were in class, you'd play it once, bad or well, and then you just keep going.
Oh, you're
But with
right.
recording, it's like, oh no, that's terrible. And then I would like literally like try over and over. Oh no, I messed that up. I'll start from the beginning. You know, like
Right.
I did a lot of recordings, but then eventually I just decided to send whatever. It's like, oh, this is gonna be fine. It's not great, but there's that notion of choosing where you think you sound okay. So that's a funny dynamic in a way, but it's not bad.
I guess it's like, well, practicing it.
It's like practicing recording too, which is actually not a good thing to do. So yeah.
I mean, not a bad thing to do.
No.
I didn't say it's not a good thing to do.
No. Yeah, no.
Well,
It's
I know
not
me
bad.
too. I did some video that I sent you, and then just a second, Francois, and I was like, okay, am I doing it again and again? I'm like, okay, next time. But I hear you. Yeah, François, t'as-tu levé la main? Did François raise his? Ouais.
Yeah, I still like I'm figuring out the whole technology thing. Like my Mac is too old for a real pro, and I was trying to practice without accompaniment for, and then I had trouble to figure out exactly where I was making mistake, and I make my own arrangement for the head.
Yeah.
And then I practiced that. I wrote it down, and then I didn't have time to make many takes like Gabriel. I just make one take, and the out head is bad, but the rest is fine, and all the things I made 2 takes, and I'm not sure I got it right, but if so, it's the only time I played it right. But I spend much more time on stablemates and figuring things out, so it's a bit stressful. And you know, the recording thing is that, you know, we're not recording, we're not used to recording us like practicing and making mistakes. Like in the class, we would do mistakes and there would be no problem, but you know, it's not normal to record and then there's many mistakes, you know, with our tendencies to do it again, and then it's a
Yeah.
class, we don't necessarily have time. And yeah,
I understand. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, I understand it's the same on my end, but I guess, well, first, the first part of your comment about not having tracks, I can send tracks of the tunes. Like I prepared a bunch this morning because we have other odd meters, so I prepared tracks I can send you. But I can export. We can all export audio out of the Aerial Pro. Also,
yeah, but I think I'm gonna be fine. I
okay.
don't like the piano, and I can do without the drums. So what I did is I put the bass on Sibelius, and I just put the click, and that was fine. It's just, you know, I figure it out late, and then I just like missed a bit of practice with it. But for the next assignment, I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, but as you'll see, the sound file I'm gonna share with you is I did versions with drum bass piano, drum bass, piano bass, only bass. So you'll have all those choices, and I can do that also with Aerial Pro. I usually use often only the bass because the chords are always the same. I don't like that. And the drums, most of the time, well, I don't like it either. So the way it sounds. But I found the bass, it's something not too bad, you know.
Okay, but for this assignment, you didn't have those versions?
No, I didn't
okay.
think of, but I can easily, like in a second, I can send you right now. You know what?
Okay.
It's that easy. I just have to go in Aerial Pro, say repeat 3 times, and just put bass and say export audio. And then within like a
It
minute.
would be good. So I save time and I can practice more.
Yeah. So maybe if it happens that you're looking for one of those tracks, let me know. I did not do it for all of them. There is a 441 I did not do it for, but I can. I did reach out for some bassists. I wrote to Rich, but I wrote to a bunch of other professors, and I have a list of bassists. I mean, for sure, for the exam on repertoire, where you guys are gonna do a version with more choruses of the tune, I want to have a track that has Rich on drums and a real bass player, you know, so you don't play along finale or Aerial Pro, you know. I mean, as we go with the exercises, I don't mind it, but not for if you want the final version, you know. Okay, so time to start. Hello, good morning, everyone. Let's see, a little of office work. Yes, I'm trying to organize some master classes for improv, but for you guys, the grad group of students is much smaller. So I believe Joe Sullivan and whoever teach composition at the grad level, maybe John Hollenbeck, will have some speakers coming to those class, like the grad class that you guys are probably taking. And so what I do, I will have some guests in my other class, the advanced improv of undergrad, and I want to invite you guys. So I'm trying to find what day it's better. Like I'm looking at Monday or Wednesday from 10:30 to 11:30, and I had already some answers, but I did not have Rich answer. I don't know if that's in your schedule, Monday or Wednesday from 10:30 to 10 to 11:30 is good. So you guys can write me later by email. So Rich, Gabrielle, Francois, and Myrtle. So just, you know, so you guys, I'll pick the day, if possible, where most of you can do it. You know, so far, some can't on Monday, some can't on Wednesday, and some can both days. Okay, and I'll let you know who's gonna be doing the master classes, and we'll take it from there. And there'll be other master classes in other classes as well, about 3 per class. You know, except this class, we don't have those 3. because for grad student, they're going to do it within the composition class instead. Any questions?
Well, Monday is fine for me.
Who's speaking?
Sorry, Rich. Yeah.
Monday's better than Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, they're both, I guess they're both okay.
Okay, because it's only one time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, probably twice before Christmas and
Okay.
once or twice after. But I'm probably gonna have like some Americans and people from Toronto, probably, but maybe also a few local players, you know. And so I'll see. I'll let you know as we go. Just somebody to come and share with us. Okay, so today what we're gonna do, we're gonna listen to the recording of the tune over stablemates. Listen to that, you know, I make a few comments, talk about the next tune. I can tell you right now the two next tune, and I'm gonna give you the PDF as well as a recording of that and all that. One is Ups and Downs. It's a Carl Ablé tune. And the other is You Don't Know What Love Is, but that one will be an 11/8. And we'll talk about that. I actually made a chart this morning with lyrics. So, you know, so you can really see how it's laid. The 11/8 gonna go 4, 3, and 4. I made tracks, as I was mentioning, with drum, bass, piano, drum and bass and piano, and bass alone. So you guys have the choice with that. As far as then we'll look at the assignment of rhythmic displacement with the head of all the things you are. And I'll make comments a bit on that. And then today we're going to talk about outside and inside playing, different methods to work on that, and a different way to pace it in a tune, as well as some how to practice them, some ideas, and some example. As far as rhythm, we're going to look at some polyrhythms and how to aim for the end of 4. And some ideas, I'm going to specifically look at an example from Tigran Amasaya. So I wrote a bunch of things on that. I don't know if we're going to have time to do this. So I figure my plan was to listen to the repertoire you guys did, look at the new tunes, listen to the assignment, give a new assignment, talk about harmony, here's outside playing, then talk about rhythms, and then take questions, and you know, and we'll see. Maybe that's too much, maybe that's gonna work. We'll see. If somebody need a break, you can chat. Tell me in the chat, you know, let's take a break. I think you can actually put a coffee cup there somewhere. And otherwise, sometime I might go and just end a bit after 2, you know, instead of finishing at 2:25. So we'll see how it goes. And any questions, comments? So how about we start listening to some of the music? So now,
Remy,
oui.
I'd like a break around 1.
Okay.
Or like 2 hour and a half without breaks. It's too long for me.
That's
so
no
around
problem.
1 would be good.
Okay, so that's fine. So let's.
Sorry, Remy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex. Today I need to leave
Oh, yeah.
around 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Because I have a meeting here with my landlord about the apartment, and let's say around 2. Yeah, I need to disconnect myself.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
And did you guys? I started to put up those YouTube unlisted videos. You guys got that?
Yeah,
I
those are
think
great.
So I give some example, and also I'm gonna do. I mean, I will take a course now soon on my courses. You know, I'm just waiting to get the data to be really trained on that, because I'm not too comfortable of putting the videos up there and all that. And the Dropbox, sometimes it's a problem if you don't have enough space on it. So I decided to go with the unlisted YouTube channel, and I'm gonna just put the modules, the tunes that we have to play. I'll put a version of me there, and I'll put also now the recording of the class. So you can also go in that enlisted channel and listen to the class from any device, you know, from your phone and anywhere. You don't have to download anything. But I have a feeling that eventually I will be told that's not high security enough or something, you know. So we'll see. Once I get my training with my courses, I'll probably change the format. But for now, I felt that was the more handy, you know. So we're good? Okay. Okay, the tunes. Well, we'll start with the one I have here. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna simply share my full screen the whole time, so I don't have to share each program. And you're gonna see some rocks and water. And I can, so now you hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's start with stablemates. I got Alex here. Let's open it up. Here it is. You see this? I can see the whole tune. Oh, it's very, very, very soft. I'll put it louder. Can you guys hear?
Yep.
Loud enough? Because here you see the screen, right? Down there, I'm moving the volume up because it's at full volume. I'm exporting this at full volume. So now when I'm gonna open it up again, I'll have like twice the volume if I want. Here we go. Now it's much louder. And I can still raise it. Yeah, great. Whoa. Okay. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, that was very good. Excellent. You know, it's very clear the way you did it. And was it okay with you when you played it? Like,
Yeah, so I want to just clarify and to continue what Gabriel was saying, that like it was so weird to record myself during practicing, and it took me like really, I think it's a long time, but at the end I realized maybe it's not too long, like 4 days it took me to feel that polyrhythmic changes,
right.
like 5/4, just for the head, not like I didn't play improvisation. I just play head. I couldn't, especially like bar when we have 4/4, then we have 5/4. But for me, what's the problem after 5/4 to go back to 4/4?
Right.
So it took me like 3-4 days just like to play that head, and it's still like I don't feel very relaxed, like, because when I play improvisation, I just like I think too much. Oh, like, is this 4 or 5 or 4? I don't know, like, but I
Well,
will,
yeah.
I will continue practicing. Hopefully I will be in the zone, just to feel more relaxed, and then just to flow around that. Not, oh yes, now it's 4, now it's 5, now we go to 4. I mean, I don't want to hear that in my playing. I mean, it needs to be heard, but on like higher level, not like, oh yeah, now we are like block of 5, block of 4. Then I lose the musicality of my solos. Then I think more about like not losing the form, but it's still a work in progress.
Yeah, I think that's the idea of working on a hard music with a challenge, sometimes harmonic, sometimes about
Yeah.
speed, sometimes about meter. As you learn it, there is challenges, and of course, at the beginning, you think too much, and but that's a process. And as far as recording yourself, I mean, I know for myself, recording myself is just such a big part of my practicing or when I do a concert. So whenever I record myself, it comes a point where when you listen it back, it sounds exactly like you thought it would sound, because you're used to it. So sometimes I don't do it, and I do it again. But I remember in the days it used to be a bit of a shock sometimes. It's not what I thought, it didn't sound exactly that. But eventually you start to hear it as it sounds, and it's good. Many players would record themselves at least time to time. So it's not a bad thing.
Yes,
but I hear you, of course. But it's normal that it doesn't feel so natural in the few days. You'll see when we do the 11/8. I mean, it takes a while. For some of that stuff to just come in. It's like, and then you play. It's like you don't even realize what meter you're in, because you just hear it so well. That takes quite some time. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Yeah,
that was great. Let me go back here. Okay, so Michael is there. Is Mike? Oh yeah. Okay, let's listen to that. Okay, I'll close this window. And here we are. I'm still sharing, am I? Or maybe not?
You're not sharing.
Okay, I'm not. Okay. I won't share the screen. Okay, now I'm sharing. Okay. Here's the file. Come here. I got 2 screens, that's why. Wow. Okay. Here we go. Y'all hear? Thank you. That was great. Very good, Michael. Everything was very clear, and you were starting to play some lines, to attach the meters together.
Mhm.
And I won't spend too much time on these tracks to make comments, since we have about 10 or 11 to listen to. But excellent. Thank you. I got Rich here. Now we're still sharing, right? So do you see rocks in the mountain?
Yep.
Okay. And now you see the waves.
You ready?
Yeah. Oh. Yes.
That's all the things.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering. I thought, oh, you didn't not do the second 5/4.
I was taking it way out.
Was the wrong
I could
ranges too.
Yeah. Oh, there is a track there. I see. Very good. Rich, so you programmed a click, is that it?
Yeah, I just set up my own click in Logic.
Good. So that's A, B, C. So that's the so. Right. Yeah, that was great. Very good. Let's see something. Just oh, you're hiding. How can I move you around? Okay, that's everybody. Here, you see this. Delete the markers. Here's a drum solo that starts. I'm deleting this. Okay. Because it's a good example with the drums to, just for a second, to hear it in 4. So as it go, I'll put the markers in 4/4. I'll just put the view a little smaller so you can actually see more of the form. Imagine this in 4/4. So still 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Stop. You know what I mean? Like here I was marking it in 4/4 because it lines up. Yeah. And when I listen to those versions, I'm actually tapping the half note. I'm feeling the 4/4 as we do it. Just saying, when you start to hear both at the same time, it makes it give it a different perspective. Rich, great. Okay, now that was the only one in that folder, so I got to find the other ones. I remember, David, you sent me a YouTube link.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so let's go get that. Okay. Wow, got many email from you. From the Gmail or McGill?
It's from the McGill email. I can put the link in this chat, though, if that's easier.
Yeah, well, why don't you do that? Here's the chat. Okay, great. Okay, I just opened it. Putting it here.
Hey, David here, and I'm going to play a couple courses for you now over stablemates.
On t'entend pas, Rémi.
Sorry, because I was clapping. I did not want you to hear this. Because it's on YouTube, I cannot mark it and check it as we go. It sounded to me, I don't know, when you played the last head, I didn't hear in the bridge, the second part of the bridge. I heard all in 4, or something. I wasn't sure. There was something that threw me off. Maybe you did it so smoothly. I was like,
I don't know.
It sounded like you were right on one. I'm like, okay, was there a beat, something missing, or but the track is, you put it down the track, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5 in the bridge, yeah?
Yes, I did. Yeah, it's iReal. Just the
iReal.
one you sent. I might have made a mistake. I can send you an MP3 of the audio if that's helpful.
But okay, but just basically what I'm saying is that at one point I had to concentrate to follow and make sure everything was kosher, but it did sound very good. You sounded quite loose on it. It's very nice, loose in the good sense. Thank you, David. Okay, now
thank you.
Let's see. Thank you, Katie. Did you send me something?
Yeah, I put it in the Dropbox folder. It's like
yes, that's true. I did that. I put a folder there. You're right. There was a bunch. So I'll go get it now.
Perfect.
Okay, Grad Improv Seminar. Here we go. I hear, somebody's playing. Oh, that's Gabriel. Yeah, I know. This is Improv. We want to play more. That would be assignments. Okay, there is a bunch here. Okay, cool. So let's do Katie. What happened? Sorry. I'm doing it. Sorry. I guess I should download them ahead of time, maybe. Okay, assignments. Because it's better if I have them on my computer. But we'll go with what's there now. Here. Like this. Okay, so we'll get the folder. Okay. Katie's stablemates. It was very, very good.
Yeah.
Very clear harmonically too, you know.
Thank you.
There was no lyrics on that tune. I looked around, I couldn't find any.
There's like a bootleg of, I think it's like, oh, I forget. There's like a trumpet player, and I forget. I can't remember. But there's like a bootleg, and like there's some lyrics that you can kind of hear at this like gig that someone was playing, but it's not. I think it was Roy Hargrove or something that sang lyrics to it, but I'm not really sure what they were.
Really?
So,
Yeah, it's Roy Hargrove.
yeah.
He created lyrics on it. Is that it?
Yeah, and I tried finding them, but there's just like this like pretty low quality video, and you can't really make out what a lot of them are. So I just decided to scat it.
I'm just curious, you know. It would be nice with lyrics too. Okay, so Gabrielle is here as well. Okay, let's listen to Gabrielle. Stablemates.
Is on mute.
I said, great, Gabrielle. I said there was a last chord in that tune. Like usually it goes back to the top. You had it perfectly timed.
I did. I put it to 4 times. That's it.
Very good. And also, just when we're gonna do this piece for the final presentation, not present, no, the exam on the tune, and we'll have a track that I will have everyone playing on. We'll have the head in 4/4, and then the solo will be over a 2 broken feel using the mix meters, and then after which you're gonna go and swing in 4/4. So in the context, it would just sound like the broken feel where the bass go boom, 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 and start putting accents on beat 2 and stuff like that. It won't sound like a mix meter as much. At the end, you'll see what the effect will be. Thank you. Okay, now Maxime, I'm following the list I had, which is in alphabetical order, I believe, of your family name. Okay, so we have stablemates. Well, this is take a while to do all this and listen to the assignments. Here we go. Thank you, Maxime. And yeah, that's good. Sometimes not always, exactly maybe with the meter. I mean, you are following it at the end, and I think when you practice it, sometime just for the sake of it, you can include more the claves, meaning when you're like ba-da-da, oo-da-da, ba-ba-da, pop, 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 and then focus on those. Then you go with the 3, you do this. So sometimes I'll focus on doing this. Sorry. Sorry, I guess I never did this like this when I sing. But basically, I'm trying to do 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3. This. And then 3. Stop, 2, 3, 4, stomp. So I tried to think like that when I play it, but that was good. You were, you don't have, like I know in the bridge at one point you were resolving on the solo on the second part of the bridge on beat 3, if you want, as opposed to 2, but then you went back to the 2, and if you are not trying to play every meter when you improvise, it's fine, just here sometimes we end up to play a lot on beat 1 as long as you follow the form. But you know what I'm saying, Maxime? Yeah, I see you very, very small there, but I saw your thumb. Thank you very much. Let's go back in the Dropbox. Okay, I counted an hour for this. Do we have, okay, Francois is down there.
Yeah, I screw up the out ed because I had trouble with the pickup to the ed after my solo. So the out ed is really bad, but I kind of lost time, but the rest is okay.
When I
Actually, I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
We could skip the head out on the recordings.
Yeah, who's speaking?
Gabriel.
Okay, so it should be a light when you talk. Yeah, we could. That would make it. Maybe I was thinking if we had one head, one chorus, because when we all play in class, usually we don't have that many heads, and that would maybe make it. If you don't mind, in this case, Francois, do you mind if we don't listen to the head out?
That would be perfect.
Okay, in this case. And now on, is it started? Okay. On vibraphone. Thank you. That sounded very good, Francois.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, very clear, you know. And
just too bad that it's out of the video is out of sync. You know, it's a bit weird.
because it's coming from here, it was maybe through my computer, through your. Me, it looks pretty good in sync.
Okay,
I think
it's probably Zoom. Mine
Yeah.
was out of sync.
Maybe me through your Zoom, you know. There's a few delay in there, maybe.
Yeah, there's always going to be some kind of lag.
Yeah, unfortunately, until we get to 5 gig. If we get there. Let's listen to Jacob. So Jacob, are you in there or did you send me a file?
Yeah, it's there on the Dropbox, like middle of the screen right now.
Oh, yes, I see it. Okay, sorry. Stable mates. Okay. Thank you. So you wrote the arrangement, Jacob? You programmed it?
Yeah, I made the bass line in Sibelius.
It's nice to that we go back, of course, to that Latin at the end in the 7, you know. In the arrangement at the end, when we get to the last part, the 7th part, we'll loop that. That would be like a vamp at the end of the whole tune. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So we're just gonna go and 7 at the end, and just loop that. So whoever is taking the solo will stretch there. Thank you very much. That was excellent. And we had some bit of technical difficulty here with the Myrtle file, and so we decided we're gonna wait until next week to present that one. Okay. So now, before we move to the assignment, let me let's talk a bit about repertoire, the next tune, and we will take a short break at 1 o'clock. And so let's look at the next piece. I mean, this one it's one of the 3 pieces we're gonna be working on. Like this week, I'll have more news about the bassist. I'll find somebody, do not worry. Even if I have to pay for the bassist myself, if it doesn't work at school, I'll hire a pro, and we'll have some tracks. Maybe then we can share on the different tunes, having drums from Jacob and the other one drum from Rich, at least for the backing track. You know what I mean? Even so, if you still would do the assignment, so everybody got like a nice track to play on. So the piece, the next piece we're going to look at is, well, we have the choice between Ups and Downs, a Carla Bley tune. I think I would do that one first, because the other one is You Don't Know What Love Is, but it's an 11/8. And while Ups and Downs, it's simply in 4/4. So maybe that would be a nice little break. The only thing why I was hesitating is because You Don't Know What Love Is, well, there is lyrics, and it's in a Ups and Downs. I have none of those, but let's go with Ups and Downs. So let me close this here. First, I'll make you listen to the piece a bit. And the piece is written by Carla Bley. So Carla Bley here, American pianist, okay, interesting. Pianist, composer, she's 85 years old. She was born as Borg, Carla Borg. She married Paul Bley, and then changed her name for Bley. And then even so, they divorced a few years after. She kept that name, Carla Bley, and she has about 30 CDs as a leader. There is a lot of, there is many records, of course. I was more familiar at the beginning with her music from that recording of Footloose from Paul Bley. I don't know if you ever heard that. It's in trio with Peter Rocca and Steve Swallow. And I'll show you, that tune's very good. Let me pull it up a bit. There is many versions of that tune. It's just very interesting, very unique. The one we're doing is a completely different vibe. The piece, let's see. I'll share with you in the chat. I'll send you the parts and all that. And I realize that probably you guys all know this, that somebody might have told me in this class that in the chat, when you have those 3 little dots, you click on it, and on top you can see Save Chat. Okay, so Ups and Downs. Bass, I just have to find the right one with the head written on it. I prepared everything this morning, but it's almost I prepared too many things. Okay, here we go. I'll show you the tune. Here's the tune. I had to transcribe it myself. Yeah, Carla Bley. And the version where I took this tune was recorded by Henri Texier. He's a French bass player, with Aldo Romano on drums, Steve Swallow on piccolo guitar, bass. So it's almost like a guitar. He's doing the comping, and Joe Lovano is on the saxophone. It goes like this. See, swallow. Fading out. In the chat, I sent you a bunch of things, including the recording, the cover. I think that might be hard to find. I had that a long time ago, and I put it myself in my computer. Also, I sent the iReal Pro file, HTML, and I sent an audio of piano and bass only, and an audio of just the bass. You guys got that in the chat? Does that work in the chat, or is it better if I would have sent it by email, or you can just download it from there?
No, that's cool. That worked.
So that's a beautiful piece. Okay, so I would like you to record a version of that one. Play the head one chorus, maybe, and head out, and next class we'll listen to the head in and solo, maybe, to have more time in class, you know. And at the end, of course, we'll have longer version of all the tunes. And we'll look, I mean, for now, just give a version. If there is question sometime about the chord progression and whatnot, but I mean, it is pretty cyclic. It's like, you know, from every 2 bars goes down by a tone. You know, so it's from A minor to the G minor to the F, and then you're to E flat. And it's all those dominant chords going down. And again, the bridge is cyclic, where the D flat, after the first 4 bars, you start a tritone apart and do the same thing starting on G. You know, I like that about this piece, how there is that cycle, those cycles in it, and also the octavation. You know, da 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 da. You know, I like that da 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 da. I mean, on sax, I think it sounds great. It's something. It's a device that's not used that much. You know, it's simple at the same time. Very a beautiful tune. You know, is there any questions? No. And for drummers, it just feel maybe to just record a version of you doing this next week. Maybe that's a little too thin of an assignment. So I'll have you, Jacob and Rich, starting on the 11/8 groove for You Don't Know What Love Is. I'll share with you the lead sheet I made this morning in 11/8, and you can also, that's not for next week, for everybody else. I put the lyrics on it, what I thought would work. I mean, you don't have to sing it strict like that, but I made it so at least it fits the rhythms of that clave. So I send that to everybody. Also, let's see, I'll send you guys right now different tracks. So one is piano bass, one is piano bass drum, one is bass, one is bass and drum. Okay, so you can just have the bass. I'll put the one on that has everything. It's a little square, sounds like that. You hear that? Do everybody hear it?
Yep.
That's a yes. So that's 4. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a pam, 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 pam. So if you look at the lead sheet I made, so originally the tune, I'll put the lead sheet up here. So I want you on drums, you guys, to practice that groove basically. Maybe you can send a track with you and the bass, you know. So it's like I wrote it, so it's like usually a half note or 2-chord note, tom, 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 tom. So those 2 bars originally would be 1 bar in the original tune. So there is 2 11/8 on each one of the measure of the original tune. But you got this lead sheet like this. Or maybe.
So Remy.
Yes. Listening to you. Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, Remy. It's Rich. So Jacob and I aren't going to bother doing anything with ups and downs.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I will do a track where you lay down something, and then, but it's just like, for you to just record the 4/4. There is a lot to do with the harmony. We'll have something later on. We'll have everybody going to write a solo on one chorus of the tune. You can do that, and I'll play it. But for now, focus now on the 11/8. Sometimes it takes a while to get it together, and it's something more challenging, maybe.
Cool.
Just so you hear it. Do you hear me? Yeah? You hear sax? So this is for the following week, but I'm give it now because it takes some time, a little bit of time to get into it. Ev and I need a little time to get into it. It's not something. Oh, here, by the way, that was the cover of the album with Ups and Down. I love chess. Loving chess. I'm like, I want this album. I send that to you as well. Okay, but for next week, everybody, for the piece, I want you to record a version of Ups and Downs, head solo. For Jacob and Rich, I want you to record, you can record with a track of bass, if you want bass and piano, or just at 11/8, and maybe, do the head, but eventually start stretching on it a bit more like a solo over the 11/8, okay? 1 chorus is plenty. Is there any questions about that?
Le solo, tu veux un chorus?
Yeah, 1 chorus. It's good. I mean, you can do more, but just for class, it seemed like maybe it's a bit long if you want to listen to everybody, and And as far as when you get, I mean, those tunes are not that friendly to sing for Myrtle and Katie, and it's up to you. I mean, you do it as you wish, but just so you know, and that applies for all instruments. When you work on a tune, sometimes that is very difficult. Maybe not that one, but any tune, it's okay to to prepare some elements that you use in your solo. You know, without you can go as far as almost write a solo or think of things you like to do in certain part of the solo, and often in the learning process it really helps sometimes to do bigger skip towards evolving. Sometimes I find when you work on something hard and you just kind of play it loosely, sometimes it works for some guys. Like I think Joe Lovano just does that and it just sounds amazing. But I know in my case, sometimes I work on tunes that are quite difficult, and sometimes I'll write myself some ideas, and then when I play that, I start to reinforce how it sounds, and and then after I'm more able to take leaps forward. I don't mind that. Many players did that. If you listen to Charlie Parker, there is some of his solo different takes are quite similar. Kenny Dorham, J.J. Johnson. If you listen to Sarah Vaughan, there is some live version of her doing, for instance, I'll Remember April, where she does like almost the same solo, 4 years apart. I'll make you listen to that. That's very interesting. Not quite the same, but very similar. And so that's something, especially I would say for instruments like vocal and trombone, like very difficult instrument. Trombonists sometimes will really prepare some stuff because it is such a hard instrument. I mean, there is different philosophy for that. Red Rodney used to do a lot of the same solos. Chris Potter told me that when he used to play with Red Rodney, Chris was about 18 at the time. He said Red Rodney would play almost every solo, the same solo every night. And Chris was like, wow, that's not improvising. But eventually, it was a great solo, and that's what he did. So I'm not, especially when it's a new thing, something in 11, some weird progression, and especially if I had to sing this ups and down, I would look at some things, prepare some things, and make sure I can sing what I really hear and then take it from there. I'm just pointing this out. Any comments, questions? Okay, we have 7 minutes before 1. So maybe we could, if you don't mind, take a short break, and then we'll listen to the assignment, and I'll show you the next assignment. How's that sound?
Okay.
Sounds good.
And how about, 15 minutes? Is that too, 15, is that enough for everybody?
Yeah.
So it's let's come back around like 10 after or so. Okay, see you in a second. Sorry, I love chess.
What I like with the cover is that they were in a pool.
Yeah. Perfect way to spend a day. Playing chess in the pool. Yeah, this is the longest class online ever, right? Do you have other classes that long? I guess you'll have the other seminar with, is it Kevin that gives it? You guys have another seminar, don't you? In the
Moi, c'est
winter?
mon seul. C'est mon seul
Ah.
cours.
Oh, but how about the other, what is it, performance practice or something? Is that the one you guys are doing?
That's next semester.
Is that 3 hours as well?
Yes.
Uh,
But I
We'll
think
be used to it.
I think it's 2 times a week.
Oh, so he does
It's
2 an hour and a
split it-
half?
Yeah, it's like 1.5 hours and one more time. Like.
Oh, I see. My other improv class undergrad is twice a week.
Remy,
Yeah.
does the class officially start at 11:30 or 11:35?
11:35
Okay,
until 2:25. Evan private lesson officially starts 5 after and ends at 5 before.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So they're 50-minute long, so you have time to go from one class to the other and change building. But private lesson, not many people do that.
Yeah.
I give an hour,
Okay.
But classes, I always leave a 5-minute in case you had another class,
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And we were going to try and wrap it up, what you said, around 2 or so?
Well, I mean, now we took a break, so
okay.
We'll finish a bit after that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so now let's listen to the assignments.
Rémi, est-ce que tu peux partager ta version iReal Pro de You Don't Know What Love Is en 11?
Ouais, je l'ai partagé, non?
Ah, déjà?
Ouais,
Okay.
ben dans le chat, j'ai mis la version, tu faisais les tracks?
Ouais.
Ouais, j'ai mis, I already shared,
Okay.
like the one with bass, drum, piano, the one with bass and drum, the one with piano and bass, and one with only bass. So they should be there. There is many of them. Plus the HTML file for the iReal Pro. I also sent the cover of the album, the PDF of the tune, and the recording.
J'ai le HTML pour Ups and Down, mais je pense pas que j'ai le HTML pour You Don't Know What Love Is, mais ça dérange pas.
Oh, the HTML, I don't have that one, no. The one I sent for You Don't Know What Love Is, I don't have that on the iReal Pro.
Okay.
The one I did it myself. It's a track I created on Finale because you don't have that type of clavier necessarily on the.
Okay.
When I feel very fancy, I use the program Drum Genius. And there is a lot of tracks on that. And then I think I probably have something. This is You Don't Know What Love Is. You hear that? No, but probably not. Let me share the screen. Share screen 2 with sound. Here we go. So this is one of the tracks. I'll take some tracks of that program, Drum Genius, slow them down, loop them at different places. But that program does have a lot of different meters, It's a very, the drums are much better, right? You know that program, Rich?
Oh yeah, that's scary cool.
Like this. That's 11/8. So the sounds are quite good. This is from the Arionic version, So sometime I'll use that, but I didn't do that this time. I just created my own clavier, little drum beat, Okay, so shall we? Assignments. I'll start again in my computer, the MP3s I have here with all the things you are. I'll go I'll follow the order I have them in. All things, I got Michael. And here we go. Thank you. That was great. We're getting used to it now. It's like every tune is like you won't be able to play in 4/4 very soon. I'm sorry about that. And let's listen to. If you have comments or something you want to tell me, let me know. I'll open my chat in case somebody wants to tell me something by chat. And for next week, record the head of Ups and Down and one chorus of a solo as well. So one head and one chorus of improvisation. That was one question. Okay, so I keep going. I get Alex. I know Alex have to go. Illusion. Okay, so Alex. Yeah, that was good, Alex. Yeah, very good. And again, when you're all by yourself, sometimes what does help is to get into the playing the clave, those for the 5/4, 2 quarters, and 2 quarters. You go.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
That helps.
yeah.
Then you go. And when you start hearing those clave, it really
I
helps.
wasn't sure, but yeah. Somehow I missed the information that we need to record with a backing track. So I just put the metronome and just play simple.
No, it was the assignment was with the metronome.
Okay.
As a whole note.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, but for
no,
the
that was
clave,
perfect.
For the clave, you were right. Yes.
I mean, just when you start to you'll find the more you work on those like the 11/8, you really start to internalize different claves and you get better at it, you know. But you do that also even in any style of music. You know, any groove, you know, that you can have. Great. That was very good. Rich. Nice. And here we go. Yeah, that's great. I heard the head too. I could hear the head on the drums.
Yeah, for that one, I really tried to just think in four, as opposed to playing the meters.
Yeah, it's perfect. It did. I could listen to it from both perspective. That's the idea, basically. Ultimately, you start to put the accent on the different part of the beat.
Yeah,
Great.
it's tricky.
It was, yeah. I guess you get used to it, So now let's go to the drop box, and I'll go in there, bring back this in. Okay. That would be in assignments. We'll go from the top down. That's all the things you are. Let me see if I can. So that one, okay, I see. I can see we did them. Okay. Here we go. Oops. Oh, okay, wait a second. I'll start again. I got the wrong internet connection. I have the extension one. Okay, here we go. Okay, good. That was good, Francois. And when you're more comfortable like that on it, like it sounded good, you can try it as well, how it feels if you put the metronome simply on beat one. You know what I mean? On the whole note.
I thought I had to put it on 2 and 4.
But that's fine too, It's there is more space when you put it on, but still, you still get that illusion that suddenly you're playing it 2 and 4 becomes 1 and 3. I used to be so much into that. Actually, when I played with Dan Wise, I was doing that at one point. He told me, "Oh, that's cool. You're putting beat 2 as a beat 1." He picked on it right away. I did it once, but I was recording a piece, and the producer told me, "Say, oh, we have to do it again. You turn the beat around." I said, "My illusion is so perfect that I turn the beat around, on purpose." Okay, so let's listen to Myrtle. No, that was very good, Myrtle. Like, didn't have to be the head, you know. Like, it's harder to improvise, I would say, you know. So that was perfect. When you find when we do those assignments, you'll see there is some more coming. Feel like, for instance, we'll do at one point metronome on the dot a quarter, and I'll ask you maybe to do it a certain way. If you practice it and you feel, you know what, that doesn't come, like, you know, I don't hear it like that, and you do something else, it's fine, you know. I mean, you guys are at a level. I want to encourage you to work on what we're talking about, but it's okay if you, like, say Francois put it on 2 and 4, fine. You know, I'm not like, it has to be this way type of thing. You say, well, I improvise instead of doing the head, fine too. You know, what I don't want is somebody say, well, I didn't look at it at all. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you'll find some players will say, well, I did the dot a quarter, but instead of doing what you asked me, I did this, and that helped me. And I'm like, great, that's part of the process of learning. You know what I mean? So don't feel like if you decide to do things a bit differently, a different click with the track because the click was too hard, improvise, or playing the head only, I want you to know that there is a flexibility there. Okay, Katie.
You are the promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I know that moment divine when all the things you are mine.
Very good. And see, when you did in the bridge, the middle of the bridge, you did use the clavier, the pant, stamp, tamp, tamp, tamp. Say you did not use that at the beginning. You pause, that's okay. But that clavier does help you to do, do, be, do, do, pat, te, do, da, pa. It's easier, you know, pa, ba, pa, di, do, pa. Pot, stomp, stomp, you know, when you hear that. So just keep thinking about those claviers sometimes to help you move around in the way you perceive the beat one. Gabrielle. Again, very good. And keep in mind, I mean, eventually, I mean, you don't realize it, but it's like you're playing some bars of 9 and there and some bar of 7. So eventually, when you feel the 7, dum, 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 it's like suddenly your click is like on 1 and 3 and then 2 and 4. It moves around. That's kind of that's the idea of the odd meters, where the beat change shift side. So what we're doing now, even so we bring it back to the 4/4, you'll find there is a very similar flavor with different odd meters you'll be working on, you know. Jacob.
So I played one chorus at a time and one chorus solo, so you can listen to the whole thing if you want. And
Okay.
Sorry you can't hear the click, it's just in my headphones.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What? I got the right connection. So something. Sorry about that, Jacob.
It's okay.
Okay, what I gonna do because it's misbehaving?
He melted the internet.
The internet doesn't like our meters. We'll keep going with the waves while it's and yours. I'm downloading it. Okay, Jacob. So it doesn't freeze. So let's listen to Maxime, and when it's downloaded, then we'll go back to yours.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that was excellent. That was excellent. Oh, sorry, I missed. I got you before the end. The clavier was there too, very clearly, and good. Now we're gonna go. Where are you? Oh, here you are. Good. Very good. Very good, Jacob. Very clear.
Thank you.
And David, I got the link here.
Hey everyone, this is David Cruz here, and I'm here to record my improv assignments for this week. So I'll start with all the things you are, and I'll.
Okay, wait. Is this a chessboard behind you?
Yes, it is. I play a lot.
I'll go on to stablemates. Gonna try and do it in one take, as if we were in the same room together.
Thank you. And okay, and that's everybody, right? Correct. I did not forget anybody. No. I can't hear you, but I guess no. So you like books, huh? Like my library? Okay.
Yeah, man.
His mom likes books.
A lot of jazz books in there. Okay, so well, great. Thank you very much. That was very good. Yeah. So let's move on. Now we're going to talk about outside and inside playing. Well, one way of looking at it. I'm going to talk about different concept to play inside, outside. And also different way of pacing that vocabulary and maybe ideas on how to practice it. And I'll give you a specific assignment for that. Okay, first, let's just, I'll share with you a few ideas on, I'll share my screen again so you can see directly what, a few things there. Okay, okay, so open playing. I'll talk a bit about different concepts that you can use. You should see that. Open playing, make that bigger, big, 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 big. No, that doesn't work. All, let's put that big. Open playing. Okay. I'll give you a few examples. Mix, diminish. Oh, that's extra. Of course, I can use to play outside. I can use substitutions, like, and I will talk about sub at one point. But right now, what I want to talk about, it's more many ideas based on symmetry. I'll look at mix, diminish. So mix, diminish, I think I wrote a little something at least for you guys to visualize what I'm talking about. Today's class is here. And symmetry, mix, diminish. No, not that. I prepared everything, but I prepared too many things. Okay, polyrhythm, no, outside, okay. Oh yeah, that must be it. Not at all. Outside, inside, our zone. Oh, here it is. So basically, I'll use different scale, and especially the scale that are very symmetric. The diminished scale only have 3 transposition. The whole tone scale only have 2 transposition, meaning there is only 3 diminished scales and there is only 2 whole note scale, whole tone scale, sorry. So when we go here, I'll move your face away. As you see, there is only 3. And so that scale here, starting on F or on another degree, can be used on those 4 dominant chord. This one on those 4 and those 4. So there is many ideas in substitution based on what we call back cycling. Back cycling meaning if you're going to F, what you do, you add the 5 of the 5 of the 5. So you're going to F, but you put a G before the C and a D before the G and so on. And Coltrane does that, where you basically add chords like that. So the idea, if I'm doing back cycling like that, and I replace those chords, every 2 chord by a tritone, like see, I got A7, the A flat 7 is a substitution for the D7. That's a tritone sub. So I'm basically going down by semitone to the resolution. This is pretty common. But what it does, what I keep in mind is that when I improvise mixing, what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix those 3 scales. If I mix them in that order, like I always gonna give the impression that I'm doing a back cycling, because F, go to B flat, go to E flat, go to A flat, go no matter where I start. So I'll do it a bit so you hear how that sounds like. Maybe I'll do it over a blues or something, a little sequence. You'll let me know if you hear anything. I mean, for those kind of sound, I'm not going to put too much information on the program. Like say, okay, that's a little too little. I'm not going to do this. Oh yeah, I don't think I'll hear a lot of subs over that. I'll put the click so you hear. So that's a blues and F. Okay, maybe the sax is too loud, probably. I'll turn myself down. How about that?
Oh, you were good before, Remy.
I was? Okay.
Put the sax like it was.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm playing one diminished scale. That was one old diminished scale. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mix. Being flashy right now, but I'm taking some things like and when I do this, let's say over the blues and F, maybe I do the scale that goes there, but that could be also like if I'm thinking about the idea of backcycling to here, because I move by semitone, I could be doing B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, B flat. I mean, it's not the way I'm thinking about it. But here the concept is that one of the idea about playing outside here, I'm mixing up the diminished scales. How do I practice that? I mean, this is just one example. As you see, there is others, mixing dual tone, chromatic ideas, different sound, giant step ideas, symmetry, by minor sound, major thirds. Also, I'll talk about George Garzone approach a bit to chromatic approach. He's called that random chromatic approach. But let's say I choose this approach. How do I practice it? Here you see I'm going with 4 different steps. One, I just play with the sounds open, like no time. So I'm playing diminished. Changing scale. I'm taking now that second scale. Next one. Go back to the first one. And then out of time, I start mixing them up. When I start to be comfortable with that, I mean, that could take a while, you know, I mean, more than a day. Then 2, I'm not thinking of a form, but I will now play them in time. And I don't care how long I play each one, but now I'm in time. 1, 2. So I practice a while. First, no time, no form. 2, I keep the same concept and I add time. So I'm basically adding one element at a time. Now I'm gonna play in time, but I'm gonna start thinking about the form. Could be a 4-bar form, 8-bar form. Like I keep in mind that form. So if I'm playing a 4-bar form, 1, 2, 3. 1. 1. 1. You know, so I start to, and then when I'm comfortable with that, now I start to put it over a tune, trading in and out. So that's what I'm gonna explain to you now. I mean, the assignment going to be more looser than that, you'll see. But so this is just a methodology sometime to, because I find if I work on a new sound and right away I try to do it in a tune. My mic's probably too low now. Oh no, it's okay. So if I try to do that in the tune, there is the changes, there is a tune, there is a form, there is the time, there is a new concept, and all of that. Sometimes it's just too many things to deal with to be able to really develop new ideas in that sound. I do that with any scale or any substitution, just playing open first, just take your time and develop a bit the vocabulary around the new sound you're working on. And then when I put time already, I don't have to think about the form. I can stop and, develop ideas that I heard. And then the form comes in. And when you're able to do it in a 4-bar form, even if it's not overtuned, you'll find that it really start to take over. Because those type of sound are so symmetrical that you can do them at any time in any given tune. The idea is that you have to remember where you are in the tune and hear where you're going. So if I start to do this in All Things You Are, then eventually when I resolve up, I hear C, now going back to C major. I mean, there is so many paths to go back to C from those sounds. So the idea is how to go in and out. I'm going to give you a very good example of that. That's a recording of Dick Oates. It's called Break Take. That's a head. Okay, now we're going to listen to the solo. What's important to notice, it's that very often, almost all the time, the first 4 bars, that's a blues in C. The first 4 bars is playing outside. And then the next 8 bars is playing inside. And check how that sounds. Stop. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna go bit. That was not the top. Let's go a bit before. Stop. Yeah. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. So you see what I mean? I think that's a very good example. So he's playing in and out. So if I play over blues, no matter what I play, and that would apply with drums as well in the form where you create tension, rhythmic tension. You're almost playing arrhythmic for a certain time and then play more, resolve into a resolution where you play more in time. So the assignment is to play over blues. The first 4 bar, do something outside. It could be have an effect, like on voice, you don't have to go with those specific harmonic. You just think like could be more arrhythmic, more bluesy, more open, and then resolve into something more rhythmic and whatnot, Okay, I don't really like that click, but I'll remove it. And you do hear the bass, right? I'll play out and in, 4 bars out and 8 bar in. Does that make sense? So that's that kind of sound, you know. I'll do it differently. I'll play in 8 and out 4. So I'll start in. You know, that kind of thing. I'll play in 4, out 8. So it's that sense of resolution that really helped to make sense of it, you know, and to really start to hear the pacing of your ideas. Some players will play longer, and the material I was using here was I was mixing different ideas. Sometime if I just so for the assignment, just before I go on explaining more the detail and the ins and out of how I was doing it, is to record yourself playing over blues, play outside for 4 bars, and inside for 8. And do that for a few choruses. For drums, just play the first 4 bars really open, you know, and then start to be more like improvising more strictly. And then the beginning could be pow, you know, and to create that tension resolution. For the other instruments, it could be the outside could be rhythmic, or it could be harmonic. It could be do, 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 or whatever, you know what I mean? And then woo, da, and then you're in. So just to, you know, like sometimes it could be a rhythmic thing. So let's say at the beginning, I'll play some 4 against 3, say. You know, so I did 4 against 3 and the resolve. Now I'm going to do some 5, 8. So sometimes it is a rhythmic thing, you know. I'm doing some 7, 8 clave, maybe. Another time it could be harmonic, so it'd be some effect. And then back on 1. Is there any questions?
How many choruses do you need?
I'll do a few, you know. Yeah, well, maybe won't listen to them all. Maybe do 3-ish, you know. You can record more even if we don't listen to. And again, I mean, as you were saying, I understand the pressure of recording yourself. And then when you come in class, and for instance, if we're in class and ask somebody to give us an example of what they worked on in the week, maybe you do it and I say, okay, that's not exactly what I meant. And then you can do it again. Or maybe you listen to other students and you realize, okay, that's what you meant. And then you can adapt what you worked on. As opposed to a video, you send it and that's it, you know. It's like, oh, that's not what I understood, but it's too late now, it's sent. Don't worry about that. I mean, I am, you know, understandable. I understand that. Also, if you do a take, it's not perfect. This is not a record, you know. Just do it, send it. It's really, I'm really into the process. If there is some of those exercises or idea never actually tried before, that might be like, oh, you know, very new and not easy. And I mean, I practiced that stuff before a lot, you know. So good so far? Yeah, I'll open the chat in case somebody asks me. Sometimes I don't see the chat. Oh, who is on the recording? Good question. I have to look it up. That's what happened now. You have those records on your computer and there is no liner notes, you know. But I had the record of that. So that Dickholt's break take. This is live. I mean, I know he improvised the head. It's with Dave Santoro and James Oblon, 1997. This is it. This is the tune. And Dickholtz said that at the end of a set, he would just improvise a head. So he's making up a head of a blues, and so that's the tune called Break Take. I'll give you some example of here, the open playing. One, I was mixing up the diminished scales. I could take old tone. And there is only two. Now I'll play one. Next one. Now I'm mixing them both. I do a few notes in each one. If I mix the diminished now, it's hard to sound pretty similar, you know. I mean, there is some intervals you have more in the old tone that you don't have as many in the diminished. But the idea, you start to develop a vocabulary that's different than playing one scale. Giant step, its symmetry. We won't talk about that so much. We'll look at later at some ideas coming out of Nicolas Stanislavski. It's a book on the thesaurus of scale and patterns, it's called. I'll share with you some page of that, okay? But one simple idea is to think chromatically. I'll demonstrate that to you. I'm playing a D. I'm gonna play this, a chromatic scale. Oh. The only thing I'm thinking is a chromatic scale, and then I'll play a bunch of notes in the middle. But ultimately, I'm thinking of a chromatic scale. So I'm going, I'll show you here with the little blues again. So if I'm playing the D, the F, so I'm thinking kind of like that. See how it sounds. I'll do one chorus straight. I did. That's what I was thinking. If I'll put accent on the chromatic note. It's hard to do this way. But you know, you get the idea. That's another concept I could think about. I mean, what I'm doing in the middle is very loose. And I experiment with that, you know. But then what happened with this idea, the main idea is you can even play just with the chromatic scale, nothing more than that. And then resolve, you know. And you'll find if you eventually do this with different tunes, the idea is to know when to resolve, you know. It's like where you are in the tune. You play Like Someone in Love. When you play 4-bar out, 4-bar in, say through the whole tune, you have to know what's on bar 5, you know, what chords I'm going for. You need to know the chords, but also you need to know the main chords in the tune and not always to play them all. So it's, you'll see as you do it, it's interesting. The results are sometimes very surprising. Is that clear for this assignment? Yeah? Okay, we have a bit of time. I wanted to talk also about something rhythmic. I'm trying to do something where we talk about repertoire, something about harmony, and something about rhythm. This is something, how to use polyrhythms in improvisation. I got all We won't have time to go through the whole thing, but first, let me share with you here a recording. This is Tigran Amasayan with the Moutin brothers. So François Moutin on bass and Louis Moutin on drums. They're playing a blues. Okay, there is a lot of box, Tigran, that kind of thing. How do you call that? Box, beat box or something. The head is here. Okay, here we are. That's a blues, but the two chorus head. This kind of thing. And you'll notice a lot of time it resolves on the end of 4. So the last 4 bars here. See? Pa, 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 that's the end of 4. So a lot of resolution on the end of 4 and swing like that. So see those rhythms, that was like a 6/4 rhythm, and a lot of those repeated rhythms with resolution on the end of 4. And actually, there is a video. I put a video. If you look that up, Tigran, it's called Homesick, and put my name beside it. I put the video of them playing with this marking on there, so you can follow the form, because it is not that easy. So what I did out of this, I created this. So it's basically rhythms based on 3/8, 5/8, 7/8, and 9/8. I'll put you here so I see your face. And that resolve always on the end of 4 with a 4-bar pattern, 8-bar pattern. How'd that go? If you look at the first line, you can all tap it and sing it with me, but I won't hear you. Okay, so the first one goes like, if I count 1 bar 4 and we're in. I don't have sound, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's see what the B flat is. I have a keyboard here. B flat. You hear that? Let's close this. Okay, the note are random, but ba 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 bop. We got the Love Supreme in here. Ba ba bap bo ba bo bap. Okay, 1. I count 2 bars. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Ba do bap, ba do bap, ba do bap, ba do bap, bap. That makes sense? Slower. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Ba boo bap, 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 and that's the end of 4. So I use those rhythms, for instance, the first one, if I'm playing, say, Back in the Blues. Oh. I use them the last 4 bars, maybe. Again. I'll do the 5/8. That's the next line. So you get the idea. Let's run through them. So the idea is just to develop a vocabulary and start to be able to repeat a rhythm that aim towards a specific resolution. Not that I'm thinking like that when I improvise, but you start to be more versatile with it, and it gives you some nice ideas. So when I was doing the dotted quarter note, this imply a 4 against 3. Dotted quarter imply 4 against 3. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So I'm going tom, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, so the dotted quarter is like the actually 1, 2, 3, 4 against 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 against 1, 2, 3. Right. So here when I go pa do dap, the accent is the actual dotted quarter. Pa, to da, pu da, to da, pu da. So when I do the clave, I was doing here, to make it simple, the clave where I got 2 and 3. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's 5. Next line for the 7, I do 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Tom, 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 tom. For the 9/8, tom, 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 tom. So let's go to the second staff, and let's tap the 5/8, what's written here, that rhythm, okay? I count 2 bar 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Can you guys tap it? I don't hear you, but if you're like this. Don't tap much, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's 1, okay? If I play the track, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. The end of 4. Again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The end of 4. You know. Now I'll do the next line, the 7/8. We're gonna do it on the last. I'm gonna count 2 bars. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The end of 4. That's the IDC. 9/8, next line. I'll count you again. 2 bars. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Is it again? I didn't see much motion there. So we're talking about this line here. I'll count you 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop, 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 pop. And again, that brings you to the end of 4. I
think there's a mistake in the part.
Yeah, it's possible. Pop, 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 pop. Where? Too many beats in the middle, you mean? Maybe, huh? Ta, 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 ta. That should be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there is one too many. Where is it? Here, you mean in the 9/8 there is a mistake?
Sorry, there's a like the third and fourth notes are on the downbeat.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Ah, gee, I have to do this again. Yeah, that should be a rest here. So that's why you guys are a good reader. Pa 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 pa. So that's why there is like too many 8 notes here. Then later I do that 9/8. I hope I did not do that mistake again. No, I did not. Okay, so thank you for pointing that out. And then I hear the next line, I'm mixing different system together. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop, 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 tom, 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 tom. I mean, eventually, when I improvise, I do that by instinct, you know. I'll show you an example right after. But before, like, I just want to point out many simple rhythms are much harder when you do them for a long time. You know, it's much easier to go, let's say we take a rhythm 4 against 3, and we're like, bounce, down, and we'll always reset it every bar. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, bounce, down, bounce, bounce, down, bounce. So every bar, I go back on 1. That's easy. Bounce, down. Want to try that? So I'm doing another quarter note, then I reset. I start on beat 1, so there will be a quarter note at the end. It's like bounce, down, bounce, bounce, down, bounce, bounce. Easy to hear. 2 bars down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. That's over 2 bars. But now if you go 4 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. The longer it is, the harder it is to hear, you know. Like here, I did those same rhythm that we did before, but over 8 bars. And you'll find that it's a lot different, you know. Like say that 3/8 here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bap, boo, 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 bap, bap, boo, bap, boo, dap, to dap, to dap, to dap, to dap, to dap, to down, you know. And then you resolve on the end of 4 again. And I basically wrote this for the 5/8, the 7/8, and the 9/8. And I would, you know, practice those and just to hear, you know, develop some ideas. If I improvise over those type of idea, over the blues, maybe I'll put a click on 2 and 4, gonna be easier for you maybe to hear. Bit of piano, just hear the form clearly. Yeah, I'm mixing them up. I'm doing 5. 4 against 3. 7. 11. Just give you some time vocabulary. You hear like a guitar player doing that. Well, they do the 4 against 3, bounce, stomp, 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 like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and move 2 chords. And after, like Ben Monder does that for sometime a very long time. Even I heard Ben Monder playing just chords on beat 2 and 4, but for such a long time that it's very hard to not lose the form, you know. I mean, basically you're creating some tensions when you do that. This is something we'll explore more specifically with different example, but I just wanted to start you on this. The class gonna be done now. I will share with you this sheet I just wrote with those polyrhythms. Here it is. You can look at that a bit. the outside break take. You can find it online. And that would be, I think it's enough. Huh? Is you can unmute and say something.
Yeah, the document with the diminished.
Yes, there was not much on that, but I can give it to you.
No.
I just wrote a few, I just wanted to, you guys look at something. But if you want something on diminish, actually, I will give you what you ask. But here, I'm putting this in the chat. Last year in this class, somebody, or the year before, sorry, somebody asked me about diminished scales, and I made this 50-page document on it. This is very complete, where I talk about the diminished scale, the major, minor triad, tetratonic scale, combining this 4 tetratonic scale. I go into using different variation, pentatonic scale, hexatonic scale, and it's like, you'll see, it's like a very, there is a lot of stuff there. I use systematically all the different triad, minor and major, 3 notes, 4 note, 5 note, 6 note that you can find in the scale. So that really helps to develop some vocabulary. You can look at that. This is not published. It's a gift. And as far as the one François mentioned, I'm looking for it. That would be this. Okay. So I'm sharing that one as well. Oh, I think I only shared it. Oh, I'm sharing everything privately with somebody. Sorry about that. So this. The diminished document is this. Did I give you the polyrhythm stuff as well?
The polyrhythm's there.
I did give that to you, right? You got that? Okay, everybody got that.
I don't see the diminished though.
It's coming in. It's like because it's 50 page. It's
okay.
It's downloading right now. It's 20 gig. 20 meg.
I'm very surprised you did the 50-page document on something. I mean,
I don't know why I got into it. Sometimes I get, I can be obsessive, This is me, huh? You start to accept yourself. Okay, so it will be there in a second. Almost. Here. Did you get it?
Yeah.
And the funny thing about all that stuff about playing inside, creating tensions, or creating rhythmic illusion is that when you're the one doing it, it's not there, the illusion's not really there. You're just playing it, you hear it, and it's for other people on the outside. It's like, wow, man, what's going on? This sounds so, I don't know what's going on. But when you're doing it, say when you were doing all things, or eventually you just hear it, it's hard to know how it sounds from the outside, from somebody else listening to it. Like when I'll play something, and I play with some players. They say, "Wow, man, I got confused in the form with all that stuff you were doing." To me, I was not doing nothing, But even listening back to myself, it happened before that I would lose myself. But when you're actually playing it, you're right into it, and you hear it, and you know where it is, So don't worry if when you practice any rhythmic illusion, it doesn't feel like any illusion at all. You're just putting the beat somewhere else, and you hear that. It's the impression from the outside that really the tension is like created for the listener in a way, and for the other players around you. Does that make sense? Is there last questions? No. If you want to say bye, unmute your mic, because it's so weird to talk to no one, and I hear nothing the whole time for 3 hours.
Bonne semaine, tout le monde.
Thanks, Remy.
Bye, tout le monde.
Thanks, Remy.
I'll see you next week. Enjoy your week. Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.